it's Mo the Pro, your holistic scalp and hair care professional here in Dallas, Texas. And today I want to talk to you guys more about how our hair and our scalps are similar to gardens, and we can look at it as how you would look at planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. So let's start with the 3 layers of our skin, because the 3 layers of our skin is what houses our hair bulb, our hair follicle, and also our hair strands. Alrighty, so here we go. At your innermost layer, you have your hypodermis. This is what you would consider like your innermost layer of soil. So you know, when you go to plant a seed, you gotta kind of dig past that soil a little bit and plant that seed inside, deep inside that soil, and then you also cover that seed with more soil, right? So our hair bulb is at the innermost layer of our skin tissue. Your skin is the largest organ on your body, so remember that your skin is living. Remember that your hair is living. It is a living organism that is a part of your living body, all right? So your hair bulb is located in your hypodermis. Your hypodermis is the innermost layer of your skin tissue. This is where growth starts, all right? This is where your seed is firmly planted into your hypodermis. Once your seed has been watered and it begins to sprout and you have a little sproutling, now that hair bulb has stretched and it has created a hair follicle. This hair follicle begins to travel past the hypodermis and it goes up into your middle layer of skin tissue, which is like your middle layer of soil. It's not at the top yet. Your sproutling has not sprouted past the soil. That's right there on the ground, the top of the soil, so that you can see what's going on. This is still going on underneath the soil, but there's growth happening, is what I want everybody to keep in mind. So once it becomes the hair follicle, it begins to go to the dermis. The dermis is your middle layer of your skin tissue. Now, once that hair follicle begins to grow more and it sprouts, now we can see it. Imagine a seed that has sprouted past the soil, and you see those cute little green stems, and you see them stretching out, and you're like, oh, my baby is growing. All right, this is where we begin to have a hair strand. So this is the point where the hair follicle has stretched past the dermis. It's gone from the hypodermis, it's stretched into the dermis, and now it has stretched up past the epidermis. The epidermis is your top layer of skin. So when you think about your scalp, you need to be thinking about your epidermis, because that's your top layer of skin. Your scalp is just a connection of your skin. This is still skin. That's why when guys are bald, it's smooth, it's skin. So our scalps are skin, and our scalps have pores just like our face, just like our arms, just like any other part of our body. Now, when we think about watering a plant, a seed, right? Would you go and take a gallon of olive oil to water your seed? Would you go and take a gallon of castor oil, black Jamaican castor oil, grapeseed oil, Moroccan oil, all the different types of coconut oil, all the different types of oils that we like to use for our hair, for our scalps, because we're looking for, ding, 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 hydration. We are looking for hydration, but we're trying to hydrate with a moisturizer. So let's talk about the difference between a moisturizer and moisture, aka hydration. Hydration, H2O, water, is the same thing as moisture. Moisture is water that's in the air, aka humidity. So we have confused, and it's been done this way deliberately. Don't feel bad that you've been confused, because I was too. Gotta go look some stuff up, because they tricky, slippy out here, okay? Now, a moisturizer is actually used to lock in moisture. So a moisturizer is supposed to lock in water. That's what a moisturizer does. It locks in hydration, it locks in moisture so that it can remain. All right, so what you should essentially be doing is hydrating, or using moisture to hydrate your skin first before you then go in and lock that moisture, that hydration in with a moisturizer. Honestly, I think moisturizers are unnecessary, but I ain't here to talk about that. I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about, which is the scalp, the hair, and the fact that it's like a garden. So you think about, you got your seed, your hair bulb down at the bottom, which is at your hypodermis. When you go up to the dermis and your bulb becomes a follicle, and then it stretches from a follicle and becomes a hair strand once it reaches past the epidermis, at that point, that is not the point to begin trying to water your hair with oil. I really want us to understand what we're doing when we do that. We say, my hair is dry, my scalp gets dry, my skin is dry, so I need a moisturizer. I need something to moisturize. But if you be honest and just kind of take the time, I'm gonna do a demonstration right here real quick, because I have some coconut oil, which is used for the hair and the scalp. This is like a hair grease. And then I have my water beauty solution. Now, if you're new to my channel, I use my water beauty solution to hydrate. I use this to hydrate the hair, the skin, and the cuticles of the nails. All right, now in previous times, I was like many people, and I thought that a moisturizer was hydration. So I used to use moisturizers and oils to try to hydrate my hair and my scalp, and I would still have issues with my hair and my scalp. I want to show you guys really, really quick before I leave here. Now, I don't have much white cast on my skin today, but I got a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my water beauty solution on this hand, and I'm going to use oil on this hand, a moisturizer, and I'm gonna show you guys the difference. So what my water does is it goes in and it instantly hydrates the skin, the hair, the cuticle of the nails. So I spray my water on my skin, and then I'll rub it in like a lotion or an oil, and we're gonna let that sit, and we're gonna see what that does. Then I'm also on this hand, on my right side, I am going to take a little bit of this coconut oil, not too much because I don't want to be greasy. And I am going to rub this in, and I'm gonna put it on my hands and do the same thing that I did with my water, and we are going to see the difference that this makes. Now, something that I want y'all to keep in mind too is that this stuff lasts. All right, I don't know if anybody is familiar with like Vaseline out there. I used to love Vaseline, and I still use it from time to time as a moisturizer. But something about Vaseline is once you put it on, you'll be shiny for a couple of days. You can even go take a bath and call yourself trying to get that Vaseline off, and you get out that tub, and that Vaseline's still locked in your skin. All right, it's locked on top of it because that's how heavy the moisturizer is, because it is a locking agent. It's supposed to lock moisture, hydration into the skin. Now, mind you, I didn't hydrate my skin before I put this oil on it, because that's what most of us do. We don't actually hydrate before we use a moisturizer. We just use the moisturizer expecting hydration. So this is what this hand looks like. As you can see there's no white cast on it. You can see that I am not what we call quote unquote ashy. And this is just from using my water solution. When I touch my skin, it is soft, but it doesn't feel like something is on it. It doesn't feel greasy. Now, my hand feels greasy already just from using that coconut oil. And you can see the shine that's on my hand, which sometimes we equate as ding, ding, ding. Shine is a good thing, right? All right, we see my hand, and we can see if we look closely that there is a shine on it because there is an oil on it. And so you look at these, and honestly, they look about the same, except one is a little bit shinier than the other. This is hydration, this is moisturizing. When you use a moisturizer, when you use an oil, that remains on your skin. It doesn't soak through, it's not penetrating underneath the epidermis and going to the dermis. It's just sitting on top of the epidermis. We have pores everywhere, so that oil has also begun to seep and cover my pores. Now, with that being said, if I don't do something to remove this oil from my skin, it's going to continue to serve as a blocking agent for whatever is trying to come on top of my skin, as well as covering up my pores so that no real hydration can get to it. With that being said, that's what you do to your hair when you put oil on your scalp. You block any hydration from coming through it, because without removing that oil from your scalp, it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there and it's holding your pores hostage, and it's got them clogged up. Meanwhile, your hair follicle that's trying to stretch up past the dermis and trying to go past your epidermis so that you can see hair strands, well, it's struggling to push through all that buildup of oil that is clogging the pores. Because not only do we have oil, but we also have sweat, we also have dirt and debris and any other buildup that's resting on our scalps, causing our pores to be covered by whatever substances we have on top of our skin, on top of our dermis. So make sure that we take care of our epidermis, on top of our epidermis, because the dermis is the middle layer. So make sure that when you are caring for your hair, caring for your scalp, that you're clearing your soil, that you are removing things from your soil, tilling your soil, making sure that anything that's laying on top of your epidermis is getting removed from there so that your pores are not clogged by dirt, by debris, by oils, because we also secrete our own oil called sebum, and we produce this oil every day, about a drop size amount, like the size of typically what you would put toothpaste on your toothbrush is about how much sebum we produce naturally on our own every single day. So like when ladies come in for hair and scalp care restoration or the My Water experience and they go 2 weeks and they come back, guess what? By week 1, by day 7, their hair has begun to be weighed down because they've been excreting natural oils on their own. Also, those natural oils mixed in with their sweat has been collecting on top of the dermis, and now they have buildup on their scalp. So when they come in 2 weeks and we exfoliate their scalps and we shampoo them and then we use My Water to hydrate, we have effectively removed anything from the epidermis that doesn't need to be there. So we've tilled the soil, and then we go back, we clean the area, we remove all that stuff, we wash it away, and then we hydrate that soil again. We hydrate the epidermis and we hydrate the hair strands so that they can be healthy, they can be soft, they can be smooth, and as well as protected. When our hair gets dry or brittle is what I like to call it, it's dead, it's damaged, it's broken at the ends, that's the point where it's easy to snap off and it's easy to lose. So let us make sure that we're taking care of our plants, that we're taking care of our flowers, we're taking care of our seeds, and we're taking care of our soil. If we don't take care of our soil, our seeds will not grow effectively. If we don't take care of our flowers, then all the work that our seeds have done to become flowers is ruined. So we have to not only protect the outer plant, which is what we see as our hair strands, but we also have to protect the inner phase where it starts as just a little seed right there down in our hypodermis. So I hope that this has been informational for you all today. I plan to bring you more content about hair, scalps, care, all of those good things, the way that products work, how we're using them, how they should be used, and things of that nature. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all soon.